Hello there everybody, welcome back to another video. So today is part 4 of drawing every day for 30 days, and it is finally the last video of doing that. I have all the drawings completed, and now all I have to do is get this edited, finally. You don't need to watch the other videos to kind of understand what's going on in this one, but I will link them in the description, so check that out if you're interested. So starting with day 25, I wanted to draw Diluc from Genshin Impact. I wanted a very warm, kind of dusky time so I could get like a lot of those reds and pink colors and yellow. Overall, just a very warm-toned piece. And to save some time on the artwork, I designed Diluc a simple outfit so that I didn't have to draw all the little details that his design has. And I gave him his bird because I wanted him to be doing something, not just like staring at the camera or something. So I used his idle animation as a bit of a reference for that. So nothing really kind of stands out as being difficult for this piece. It was pretty straightforward. I've drawn Diluc before. I like how his hair turned out in this one. I usually have a bit of trouble with drawing like anime characters' hair, or like they just have this specific way of layering hair and designing hair, especially with like Hoyoverse games, that can kind of make it a little difficult for me, but I think I pulled it off, and I like how his hair turned out in this one. And yeah, honestly, nice piece. Let's move on to day 26. So today I wanted to draw an OC of mine named Hendrix. There is like wounds and blood and stuff in this one, so if you don't like that, I will have a timestamp below. But I felt like drawing a picture that's similar to the drawings that I did a little while back of Rosalind and Dane. So I kind of picture this as happening at the same time that the Dane picture is going on. I didn't like write any kind of story or anything, but they just have the same vibe, and also I heavily referenced Dane's picture for the background and the atmosphere, which is why it is raining and has all the same background colors. I had a ton of trouble with his posing. I don't draw a lot of sitting, so it was interesting because I was like, okay, so he's like wounded and he has like his spear. How do that? But I think I pulled it off. It's okay overall. There are like a few things I would change for like clarity's sake, like the face, which I would have changed probably if I, didn't have to get this done within, that day. There could be some improvements, but honestly, overall, I like the drawing. So yeah, there are some things that are subject to change, but overall I like the drawing. Okay, day 27. Today was simple. I found a cool picture of this girl with like really pretty big curly hair that was like red and blonde, and I really just wanted to try my hand at stylizing it because I didn't really feel like I liked the other drawings that I was using a reference for, but yeah. So I did want to work on that a little more as I was wrapping up the challenge. And honestly, I think this one I did the best at with overall stylization, especially for the face, which is usually the hardest part I have with the stylizing, which is probably why my second favorite of using the photo references is the skydiver one, because he doesn't have a face. But the hair was pretty difficult because the way I usually draw curly hair is I don't really define the curls that are inside the silhouette, but I basically draw the silhouette of the hair, add some wispies, and then add some other like flyaway hairs or specific hairs that would make sense to see more. I hope I'm making sense. But basically, it's a much more simplified version of curls. But I couldn't do that as much with this one because of just the way her hair is and the way it's colored. Overall, I think it's a pretty cute piece. Let's move on to day 28. Alright, so today is another simple one. I was racking my brain on what to do, and I remembered one of the previous pieces I did for this challenge of my persona and my OC Connor, like, looking at this map for directions, and I decided to kind of continue that little quote-unquote story and have them at this random place that's like this bridge and water, and I'm not really sure what it is, but I was a little rushed that day, and I don't think I was feeling very good either, so it's not my best work. I tried to do something different with the lighting, and I don't really like it. I definitely think I could have done something different. But you know, it's a fine piece. Very, very, like, just basic. Yeah, that's about all I have to say about that one. Alright, day 29, and we are almost done. So close. So today I drew my OC Floki. I finally designed his... Okay, so I've had his character in mind for a long while, really. But I just didn't have a design for him. I had an idea of what he was. I wanted him to be like a very outgoing and friendly guy. But also, like, he wanted to be this kind of fighter character. But I just put off designing him, I guess, because I just didn't have any good ideas. But I finally decided that I wanted, like, nymph-type creatures in this world. And I said, oh, he'd be great to be like a nymph. So that kind of pushed me to finally finish his design, and I went with a kind of maple leaf motif. The design language, I don't know. But I think that honestly it turned out pretty cute, and I got to do a little more environment practice with this one. It's pretty simple, but you know, the background's not exactly what I want you to be focusing on. I like the way I rendered the, like, tree in the corner. I think that it's just enough detail for a background kind of object. And I just think that Floki's design turned out pretty cute. It's not a design, like, palette that I usually work with. Like, most of my characters will have very, usually I lean towards cool colors, or sometimes I'll have, like, a more pinkish red. I just don't really use orange a whole lot. So yeah, I think that it's pretty cute overall. I've said that like a billion times. Yeah, honestly, he's just a funny little guy in his funny little woods, and I think we are ready for the last piece. So I'm gonna start by talking a little bit about the piece, and then I'll move on to my overall thoughts of the challenge. So with the piece, I wanted something kind of whimsical or magical that also had something to do with the drawings that I did over the past 30 days. So I don't really know why I decided to have like a historical Victorian-ish inspired dress for this, but I did. I was listening to this song, Dream Sweet in C Major at the time, so I think I was trying to capture like that vibe, and it made me think of like ball gowns, so. Anyways, so to incorporate all those drawings that I did over the past few weeks, 30 days, month, I decided to have these little floaty bubbles in like this random space that I'm floating in, and just have like put the pictures that I did over the past few weeks into the bubbles. So I think that's pretty cute, and I really like how the colors turned out. I think they're really nice. I do like working in pinks and blues, so that was great for me. I love doing that, and I also like trying dresses. So overall, honestly, I liked this piece, and I hope you do too. And now to my overall thoughts of the challenge. So this challenge was pretty difficult, but I think I really needed to kind of try it eventually. And honestly, I think the pros definitely outweighed any of the cons. And there was really only one con, which is that I had to make time to draw, but that's not a big con or anything. Just, sometimes a little difficult to plan around. So usually these challenges, I've noticed, are kind of done mostly for improvement, which is definitely not a bad thing, but I think the main thing that I was kind of wanting to do was to see if I could think of a finished drawing to do every day. And the reason I say finished drawing is because I don't want to do the same finished drawing over and over again. And it's also a finished drawing because I kind of already do at least a little bit of drawing every day, unless I'm like sick or, something like that. So I really wanted to see if I could push myself to like force some art juice out of my brain every day to pump out a finished drawing, and I did it. Finally. Thank goodness. I am definitely ready for, well, I've finished. I've been done with the challenge for a little while now, but I am ready to get done editing all of these, so yay. So overall, I think that this is a good challenge to try, unless you're like in the middle of some time commitment thing. But if you're kind of wondering what to do next with your art, or maybe you're dealing with some art block, I definitely think that this challenge can help, because, I want to draw every day, but usually I would say, oh, well, I have these things to do, or, oh, I was gonna like play this game. But I think like telling yourself that it's a challenge, just like, oh, I have to complete it. And I post these on YouTube, so there's a little bit more of a like, oh, I have to finish this. But I definitely think that this can work even if you aren't posting anywhere. I think that it's a good thing to kind of try and, work out your art muscles every once in a while, within reason. Please within reason. Okay, so now I'm going to kind of pick out my favorites of the past 30 days that I've done. So I definitely really like my link picture that I did with like the rain and the lightning. Overall, I just think that it turned out really nice, even despite that I was kind of trying out a new thing with drawing blood. And I think despite me trying something new, I think that overall it worked out really well. And, maybe it helps that it's shrouded in shadows, maybe, but I liked the line art for it too. So there's that. Okay, the next one, it has to be Dane and Rosalind, because I just think that it's a cute piece. I just, think they look so happy together, and that makes me happy. And I, tried doing a little, not really a painting study, but a little inspired by some paintings that I think is fun, and I like the lighting. It's probably a little more like lovecore than my usual, maybe not, but like softcore. And yeah, I just think they look sweet together, and I like the background, and ignore the stuff I got wrong with the horse. Sorry if you can hear the shower in the background. I also like probably the first drawing that I did For the challenge, the one with Connor just kind of walking around in this like sunset and it's fall, and I think it is a vibe. Yeah, definitely like that one. And then I also like the drawing I did of Floki. I think that it's cute, it's fun, I like his design, and you know, maybe it's just that new character, joy, I don't know, new character hype, that I like it so much, but I think it's fun. I think it's cute. Oh, I also really like the Jiyan. I still don't know how to pronounce his name. But, you know, I think it turned out really epic. Well, epic's probably not the right word, but it turned out very serene. It's very serene. That's what it is. And I like it. It's very peaceful to me. It's very peaceful to me. And yeah, that's about it I have for all of this. I really hope you enjoyed. I enjoyed making these. And I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!